1/2 millimeter, something like that. If it's actually working as an insulation coating, you can actually put your hand on it and just tap it like that without burning your hand with just 1/2 millimeter, something like that on a 200C surface. So you know it's already working, you just need to build up some thickness to hold that heat on the surfaces and inside that pipe. Hello, this is J.E. with SPI Coatings, and we were talking, or have been talking, about the new buzzword around the industry is insulation coatings. So therefore, those of us who have developed insulation coatings for the last 30-something years, me, starting with NASA in 1989 through 95 to get Supertherm made, then that's the thin coat. And then you have a thick coat that goes over hot surfaces, pipes, heat exchangers, furnaces, things like that. But how do you qualify an insulation coating? Because now the term is used everywhere. Somebody comes up with white paint, and well, this is an insulation coating. Why? Because they say that white blocks 70% of the heat or something like that. And it doesn't. It's reflecting light. But how do you qualify it? Okay, let's take the thin coat first. The thin coat is the insulation coating is designed to go on top of roofing, walls, whatever, facing the sun. Then it starts to block the 3-inch waves of heat from the sun. That's UV, short wave, and long wave. And that's visual light, and then also IR. So to qualify that, can it block? Does it test to block IR? Do you have testing to prove that? Does it block visual light? And a lot of times, all these tests are nothing but light bounce. So what's the, but you can test for IR blocking, which is 57% of the heat. We've gone to Japan and we've gotten that there where we block 99.5% of that, thrown it off the surface. All right, but how do you qualify if it's working? Simply, whatever you've coated on a hot day, go to the underside and do a measurement of the heat that's coming, that's actually loading and coming through. And a white car hood, it's white, they claim that's a 70% insulation. Well, that's a light bounce, has nothing to do with insulation. And you got to be aware of that. So all these people with their insulation coatings, because it's the greatest buzzword now, I want to get through that real quick, because if you properly design the coating, it'll block that heat, not just the light, but the heat, and you test underneath. As far as the thick coat goes, that is a coating that you put it on top of a hot surface, locks on right here, and let's just say it's 200C. We spray it with about, I don't know, maybe 1/2 millimeter, something like that. If it's actually working as an insulation coating, you can actually put your hand on it and just tap it like that without burning your hand with just 1/2 millimeter, something like that on a 200C surface. So you know it's already working, you just need to build up some thickness to hold that heat on the surfaces and inside that pipe. So qualifications, the thin coat that's reflecting sunlight and everything, make sure it's not just light bounce that they're reflecting, but it's heat. And can they qualify that IR, and is it cool underneath? The other one is when you touch it, is it cool? Always cool? You know, 2 years from now, is it cool? Not when you just do it, but later, is it still cool? Qualify these coatings, and all this insulation coating chatter from big companies and anybody else, no. Qualify, and that's the way to do it. Thank you.